All right, hello everybody, and welcome to game number 2 of this series. It's a best of 3 between New Wave and Sedanolis for the winners bracket round 1 of Battle of Central Europe. Sedanolis, it's pretty fair to call that first game a stomp. 14.5-minute GG. Their draft, they just kind of ran over New Wave's dual roam strategy, just completely won the lanes and kind of just carried it through and just killed a bunch of towers with the razors. So we're here in game number 2, new slate for New Wave, so let's see what they pull out of the hat here. I'm not alone once again. I'm joined by Banshee for game number 2. Well, what did you think about that first game?
Well, that first game, I think what we saw some interesting stuff come out from New Wave, but we just saw mostly an execution error. As in, the Morana roaming just didn't quite work out for them. We saw them try something, but didn't quite work out, and TCN, the Razor just destroyed face.
Yeah, pretty much. And, well, we'll see if they go for a bit more of a typical draft, but as I say that, I mean, the band's pretty straightforward. Centaur, Bat Rider, Treant, and Invoker, but we see first pick Lycan from TCN, not nearly as common as it was last patch, but still one that's first banned, first pick worthy, but they do take on the Radiant side where it's slightly worse. But New Wave, they go Slark with their first pick. Ancient Apparition following it up as well, a bit more common, but Slark first pick, I'm not completely sold on this. It gives TCN 4 picks of time to counter this hero in some way. Morana's okay about it, but they might want to go for a hero with the silence at some point in here against this Slark. That's basically his major weakness.
Yeah, I will say that first pick Slark is very interesting, considering that he's not really a hero that is, what would you call it? First pick, first banned.
Yeah, he doesn't really dominate just by himself. It's not like you can put him in any lineup and he wins the game. It's not like that. You have to really be very effective early with him, find kills and snowball, and if you don't do that, you end up kind of screwed in the late game.
And it just makes a little bit of an interesting idea there. As in, the only other reason I can think that they're doing that is they've basically got an entire team lineup set up that if they ban any of these heroes, it just doesn't work.
Yeah, I guess. And well, also, if you just have a really good Slark player, that might be one thing too. So if this hero they're comfortable with, they take it early, and why not? And they build your draft around it. We'll see how TCN responds to it, and they have gone for something that's decent against Slark. So I said silences or just Orchid builders in general. So Lycan and Morana, not really either of those that do that, but there's still some time to work on that if they want to. And yeah, so Ancient Apparition, also just good, but it's not good by himself. We'll see what supports they pair with him, maybe to try and pair up a cold feet combination or just some other ranged heroes that help with the Chilling Touch. Slark, not the best with it, but he does have Pounce and an ability to close, so he will do okay with the Chilling Touch for a melee hero.
Now, it's interesting to note the amount of offlaners that TCN have decided to ban out. The Bat Rider, the Sense, and the Timbersaw. Timbersaw, the weirdest one out of that. As we really see a Death Prophet picked up. Now, that's...
I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, it's good against Slark, so I guess it's kind of a deny pick because of the silence, but that's about it. And even then, it's not that good, because if he jumps on you, then you're kind of screwed. But New Wave's just... I think maybe the spotlights are shining a bit too brightly on them, and they're going for some weird stuff. I mean, they could just be a bit of a unconventional team, but they're going for some weird drafts that, I don't know, they may not be playing to their own style and just trying to outthink a slightly better team instead of Nolus. So, I don't know. They might be mind-gaming themselves a bit too hard here.
Yeah, and it's also worth noting right now that TCN, they have the option to pick up the OD again. They have the option to pick him up again, and OD counters Death Prophet so hard.
Yeah, certainly. And there's gonna be a Wisp, so Wisp Slark, I guess.
What?
Certainly something. Well, it's not a bad combo by any means. It's just it doesn't really make sense in a Death Prophet draft to me to have a Wisp.
To me, just me personally, if you're picking up a Wisp, if you're picking up that IO, you need a good, strong support hero to go with it. Because the one thing that IO, he does brilliant initiation, they can zoom around the map, do bunch of the kills like that, but he's terrible in the laning stage because he has no stuns, he's got one slow, which is pretty hard to hit and make useful. And this Ancient Apparition isn't really the kind of support hero you generally go with an IO.
Yeah, I fear for them in the lanes here, and, well, TCN working on their next pick, they do go for a Bane, so there's a setup for Morana, and, well, looking at their lineup, well, with a Bane and, sorry, with a Morana, Tidehunter, Lycan, I mean, unless I guess the Tidehunter could very well be core here, I guess. Okay, I'm overthinking myself here. Never mind. Okay. I was thinking there were more picks than there were. Let's just go ahead and drop that conversation. But we do see Bane Morana. They could do a similar dual roam thing, but I hope they don't, because core Morana is just better, in my opinion. We'll have to see how that pans out, I guess.
Well, it all depends, as in, the laning stage right now for New Wave is pretty weak, as they could go for something like a...
10 seconds.
I don't know, actually, there's a lot of things you could go for. As you could go for the tri lane with the Mirana, the Titan to go in the off
5
lane
seconds remaining.
with the Mirana Bane and something else in that tri lane.
Yeah, I do like the idea of an aggressive, maybe just go aggressive and try to punish this Wisp Ancient Apparition, because there's nice damage potential, but they're very, very susceptible to just getting immediately blown up by a Bane Mirana +1. That does mean Lycan or Tidehunter middle, which we did see some Lycan middle in recent times, but not so much since the last patch, but certainly something that could happen. No tremendously strong laner for him to go up against. Ideally, a Death Prophet would be there, so they can do the Lycan mid, maybe Tidehunter safe, or swap them around. Wouldn't be too bad.
Whoa.
Oh, it's going to be Wisp Ursa. Okay. Alrighty. So Slark off lane, I guess, or maybe they'll do some sort of dual lane.
If this team can make it to level 6, that's what New Wave are trying to do. If they can make it to level 6, if they can get that Io and Ursa combo off, and that Death Prophet ultimate, and the Ancient Apparition ultimate, and the Slark ultimate, and all their ultimates, if they can get to that stage, then the New Wave are going to be in a brilliant place if they haven't fallen too far behind that point. But it's going to be getting there.
Yeah, I'm just concerned about the lanes. We'll see what the follow-up is here, and also early fights. Okay, it's going to be a Lich, so not the aggressive support that we would have maybe expected. So, going to play it a bit passively, and if they could just sit back and maybe get tied under level 6, and then I don't really see... The problem with Io is it does not help team fights at all, so we'll see if the Ravage is able to help with that. They do have the Ghost to fall back on, but that's about it, and I will not forget the overlays this time. There we go, boys and girls. We did it.
Look, it's shiny!
We did it. All right, so let's go ahead and introduce the teams. We do have New Wave heading down towards bottom. We got Gasha Monster up on the Ursa Bear, Rio on the Wisp, NXL on the Death Prophet, Nino going to be on the Ancient Apparition. Last but not least, Slark can be taken up by Bog. And they do smoke.
On the other hand, we do have, trying to dodge his smoke, we do have Bane being played by Zizu, Arise, not the other thing I called him one time, being played on that Lycan, Quicks on Mirana, the standing Werney being played by the Lich, and Lion with a 0 rather than an O or an I on that Tidehunter, as we are going to be seeing a smoke gang coming in.
Yep, they're going to maybe... Well, right now Zizu kind of out in his own, in the lane, just kind of chilling, but he's heading straight to that tower, not heading in the jungle at all, so he should be alright as long as he doesn't stray from his path too far. It looks like they're just going to smoke ward and just kind of piece their way out, so... No harm, no foul down there, and... Are we see a Lich Tidehunter dual lane, or is Lich just coming down here to place this ward? I don't know. We'll see if he sticks around. It certainly could work. It's not your typical lane, but Lich does allow you to do some weird dual lane switch-ups if you want to.
Yeah, as in Lich, because of his sacrifice, because of his armor, means that you can do a whole bunch of, weird dual lanes, and it actually works. As in the plus armor is an amazing ability, the sacrifice means you'll always have lane control.
Yeah, it certainly can work out, and well, looks like the Wisp Ursa are going to be bottom here, so dual lanes by both teams, and then mid lane will have probably the Death Prophet solo here, and then AA will almost certainly rotate top with the Slark. He can't bounce it back and forth, maybe stack some jungle camp, something like that for someone to farm eventually, but, well, we'll see how these lanes shake out. It looks like a regular old 2K MMR pub here. We got 2-1-2s.
My god, it's like old school again, like really old school, before those pro tri lanes came along and ruined Dota.
Yeah, pretty much. Where was the excitement in those dual lane matchups? It just completely disappeared. Boring tri lanes, please. No rice farm. But, well, so taking stock of these dual lanes, we have the Mirana Bane versus Wisp Ursa, so I don't know. It feels like the Ursa could have a bit of trouble here, and they really need Bane to get level 2, get that Brain Sap up to have a ton of kill potential. Need Starstorm and Arrow as well. Mirana did go leap level 1 against this lane, so it'll be a while until they have that much kill potential down there. But in the top lane, we've got the AA Slark against Tidehunter Lich, and Lich will be constantly pulling this lane back. Slark might find himself lacking a little bit of farm, but with Chilling Touch, they do have some maybe kill potential if they land a Pounce, but only really on the Lich. Tidehunter just a little bit too tanky for that, I think.
That is ours.
As we do see in this bottom lane, the bottom lane is going to be a little bit passive for a bit, as in like what you said, they all kind of skilled, not quite the kill potential, but this Ursa is actually going to have a bit of annoyance trying to farm because of that. Oh, we do see the arrow coming in, and he might be in a lot of trouble. Gashmos is just trying to get out of there. He is going to be able to survive, but
yeah, doesn't try to spend the leap, and with the Wisp movement speed, able to go ahead and scurry on out, but binding up more than he can chew there. Mirana with a nice arrow, disrupting that, and Ursa will back off for a little bit. Does have the Wisp to help him regen, but already churning through a good bit of that regen. And Bane, thinking about it, maybe a Nightmare there on the Wisp with an arrow followed up, but not going to go for it quite yet. probably would be best to wait for that Murano level 3, which is going to be coming up pretty shortly here. She's going to finish at Bassi as well. Oh, Ursa going for that. Will land the slam, but then she leaps away, so no big deal there. Let's see if there's any sort of defensive nightmare at all here as Murana just... Oh, there will be the nightmare finally. It will be toggled off by the Wisp, which is the nice part about that, but Gosh Monster's just going to eat the arrow to the face once again. Very short range, so not stunned for long, but they'll be forced to back off. And oh, Rio, where are you going that way for, buddy? Those right clicks will get him.
That was... Even without that technical arrow, where he kind of ran in the wrong direction, probably clicking on his minimap possibly, there's... even without that, I just feel that they were playing way too aggressive for what the skills they'd leveled. As if we have a look at Ursa, Ursa really starts to get dangerous with it when its overpower is done in with its Fury Swipes. Because obviously with Fury Swipes, it increases the damage of each attack, you know, exponentially, so to say.
Yeah, and I mean, like, there's just more hard disable and stuff, so the ability of TCN to disengage is way stronger than New Waves with just Leap and Nightmare. So, whereas if New Wave find themselves in a bad spot, I mean, they can tether move speed out, I guess that's alright, but that's not going to really save you from an arrow or anything like that. So, I don't know, I do think that over time, even without that kill, Murana and the Bane would have come out on top even without New Wave playing so aggressively.
I do agree with that, as in obviously it would have been a little bit closer, because as in if you can get that slam on, and, you know, Murana's used her leap, or you're going on the Bane, you can do a whole bunch of damage.
Yeah, definitely, but they just, I mean, yeah, it's going to be tough. Now, Murana is level 4, so even more burst potential with the Starstorm. We'll have some mana issues, but the Ring of Basilius will help out quite a bit there as well, so they will have a bit more lane sustain. And Ursa was forced back to base, actually, so he missed out on quite a bit of experience and stuff. He's still just level 2 right now, which is not where you want him to be. And, well, take a look at some other lanes. Death Prophet is doing pretty well mid, 23 and 5 to the 19 and 2 of Lycan, but Lycan, considering his melee here up against his Death Prophet and Crypt Swarm, not doing too bad for himself either, so that's just fine. He basically just, I mean, he just gets his levels, gets his Vlads, gets his Necro Books, and just kind of goes. As long as he doesn't get too shut down by roams, he doesn't really care too much about how the earliest stage goes as long as he's in it.
Now, one of the interesting things about both these two heroes is that both these two heroes are considered... Ooh, reducing initiation.
Cold Feet top, a nice Gush. Maybe can help them get a kill, and they will go 1 for 1 here. Tidehunter does go down, but the Slark goes down, which is probably a bit more important, I would say.
In the meantime, we do see gank attempting onto Lycan. Lycan taking a bunch of damage, but it's just not enough. That Fury Swipes just isn't up yet, and along with it, just there's no damage. This Ursa's doing, you know, literally no damage.
Like, the problem with that is that they're only like disables and slows, really. I mean, okay, there's Tether, so you have to get right up next to them. You have Slam, Earthshock, sorry, so they get right up next to the heroes. And then you have Slark Pounce, which means you have to jump into the hero. They don't have any real disable from any sort of range, so TCN will almost always see these ganks coming, and they can just back off accordingly. It's... Oh, top lane. Nino just way too close to the fight there. Just gets gushed and anchor smashed. And... Oh, but it's level 2 anchor smash. Normally you see that point in Kraken Shell by now, but he's put an extra point in a gush. So a little bit of extra damage for him there.
We do see the arrow coming out on top. It's going to dodge Ursa. Ursa, he's now level 3. He hasn't used his 3rd point yet. And surely has to be Fury Swipes.
Yep,
yes, it will.
He does level it up. But I mean,
finally picks up that damage.
Ursa's just not a hero that, like, you get off to a slow start with and come back. You have to get those early levels and just start going to work and getting a ton of kills, but he's having a very hard time doing it at this game, and where the supports to help him do that, Wisp is alright, helps the move speed, but no disables there. Ancient Apparition not very good at helping in that sort of situation either. It's... How do they find kills? I just don't see it. Which
again, as we see Slugs in a lot of trouble, he's going to leap away, but I was about to say, which again, all comes down to what I mentioned right at the beginning of the draft. That Ancient Apparition plus IO, if they had another support there, they had some kind of maybe a Crystal Maiden, a Lion, a Shadow Shaman, anything that had a reliable, simple stun, that'd be a pretty strong tri lane.
Yeah, definitely. It's just, yeah, it does come back to the draft here, really. You don't want to say games are won and lost completely in the draft, but it's almost like New Wave, they just didn't give themselves a chance. They had to execute these lineups perfectly in order for them to work. But against a better team with more likely skilled players, you really can't take that risk more times than not, and it's just not working out for them.
I just want to quickly mention something that Lycan, even though he's on mid lane, although he's trying to farm up, he just did a really nice move there, as in, he saw the IO was stacking these Ancients, so he used the Lycan Wolf to block it off.
Yeah, nice little move there. It's going to be a long time until New Wave can actually farm those Ancients, but any way you can bother the team stacking and support play and waste their time is certainly well spent. Oh, Chain Frost can be used solo on NXL, but I mean, that's enough. They only needed the 1 hit. Easy kill.
And that's actually pretty huge right there, as we do see that Death Prophet was basically the only one getting a lot of farm so far, and her going down is just huge. As right now, New Wave have basically lost all their lanes.
Well, trying to defend this bottom tier 1 tower, but Mirana gets the last hit, and with a Nightmare on Ursa, what does he really do? Starstorm coming in, gonna leap out as well. Right-click's going to Gasha Monster. Brain Sap will finish him off. Rio might be the next one to go. He does have the way to creeps, though, so nice little escape, and no real way for them to catch up. Mirana's almost out of mana, so no arrow for her, but oh my god, he's just not very tanky at all. He'll go down anyway. Well, never mind, he died. Oh god, this is just a disaster for New Wave, and they just tried to out-thunk themselves, and they done thunk themselves into a pretty damn big hole here, 7.5 minutes in.
You just can't handle the funk.
No, not quite. Tyner being gone on top still has Ravage. He will get cold-feeded, though, so he might go down before he can even pop it. I would rather him not pop it. Okay, he dies before he even has a chance, so. They will find a kill there, second kill of the game, so nice find for the Slark. Something he very sorely needed, but Tower's getting pushed bottom lane. Take a look at the gold graphs really quickly. Already up to 4,000 gold lead and 5,000 pretty much experience lead for TCN, so they're in control, no surprise, and, well, we'll see how quickly it snowballs out of control. Last game, I mean, we just saw the very similar thing, just gradual increases and then finding things. Oh, Fiend's Grip in the lane. Well, with that Lycan damage with Hal, that's going to be a very dead Death Prophet.
Bane picking up that kill right there, which I guess is okay. He'll be able to pick up some more wards. Late game support items!
Bane's legit. Wards are pretty good, man, but yeah, no. He has those arcane boots up on the Bane as well already, which is very nice for him to have. Very, very mana reliant support. The spells are very expensive. Brain Sap 200 mana is just, that's nothing to scoff at. You need definitely some sustain to keep up with that, and, well, Mirana maybe gonna grab this regen rune, so very nice for her. She's gonna enjoy that. Good stuff for her. And yeah, they can maybe look for some kills now potentially, and well, we'll see if they keep going next. They've been playing it pretty patiently. They did this in the last game too. They didn't push their advantage too hard. They sat back until they were ready, and then they went for the kill, and then just completely rolled over. I bet they'll do a very similar thing this game. They do have the Vlads now on the Lycan, so he's working towards that point where he's ready to go. Would want his Necro books, but with the edge they have, they might try to go earlier. We'll see how patiently they want to play this.
Yeah, as we do see that if we have a look at this team, they're not really a team that requires that much, you know, early game aggression. As a New Wave, I'd say are probably the more early game focused team, especially with that trying to get that Ursa level 6 combo off, and the Lycan being a very good farmer.
Yep, top lane. Gonna go ahead and pounce on the Tidehunter once again. He stops hitting him though, and well, there's 3 heroes up top. Ursa gonna come in as well. Ravage, he thought about spending it, but he canceled it. It's probably for the best. Didn't really have any backup at all to speak of, so he'll go down. At least they're killing this Tidehunter off repeatedly when he's by himself, which is nice for them, delaying his blink quite a bit. He does have Arcane Boots already up, so has that going for him. In the meantime, Mirana is free farming bottom and working towards a Drums, it looks like, with her Midas, which you don't usually see on Mirana. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I don't think it matters that much this game, to be honest.
Now, at this point, it just increases their advantage, as in she got a lot of nice early game farm, so she's already got Phase Boots and Hand of Midas and the Ring and the Bracer, so why not?
Yep, definitely, and, well, Lycan has bought a Chainmail, which is, usually you just see straight Necrobook from here, but going for oh, he's going for the Medallion, never mind. Okay, so that makes perfect sense. I just completely blanked on what that would be for, but something you can go ahead and grab. Usually on Dire side, you go Medallion really quickly just to Roche even faster, but Radiant side, they have such map control that they can also probably just go get Roche pretty quickly soon on the Lycan as well with that Medallion and Vlad's.
Yeah, as in obviously they're probably going for a faster Roche, like what you said, and it's a little bit hard considering they are on that Radiant side rather than the Dire. Don't quite have that same Roshan control, but at the same time, they're that far ahead, it probably doesn't matter.
It's still a good item. And, well, bottom lane, looks like they wanted to go for this. Actually, they're going to go for the Roshan themselves, and they do have Ursa, lest we forget. He's got his Morbid Mask, so he's actually going to get some lifesteal from this, but getting bashed a lot by Roshan, unfortunately for him. And we'll see if TCN responds to this, or they might just take some towers in the meantime. If they lose 2 towers, the Roshan's probably not worth it. But I don't know. There will be a Fortify used, so this top tier one will almost certainly go down. Roche falling decently quickly though. So,
well, those Fury swipes, they do stack up.
Oh, bottom lane. Well, see, actually, he'll win the Ice Blast, and the damage on Mirana will die for that. Cheeky play, but Ancient Apparition, he must have. Did he like just hit 6? No, he's been 6 for a while, so I don't know. She should have maybe expected that, but I don't know. Going for that solo kill just gets Ice Blasted in the face, so I guess there's that.
And also, he does sneak out that Roshan. That's a very good way of possibly coming back into this game.
Yeah, it's probably the best thing they could do, so that should work out very nicely for them. And they have evened up the kill score a little bit, 4 to 8 now. And so I'll take a look at the XP and gold graphs. The Roshan, You see the dip down being represented there. Still a decent lead for TCN. This Lycan still kind of just going to work. Has that medallion finished now, so. Also a smoke up from Tidehunter and Bane. And they do have the Ravage. Hasn't been used yet. They might try to take a fight middle.
Yeah, as in Death Prophet is going to be in so much trouble right now. The Nightmare coming out. This is going to be a very, very dead lady.
Yeah, she dies almost instantly. And Ice Blast comes through. It's a couple of heroes, but I mean, tower's already gone. They can just back off and heal up and don't really lose anything. So, nice little find from them. We do have an invisible Ursa, but all these heroes are so close together. I don't really know who we can go for here.
I don't know either. As there's just they're pretty tanky right now, especially with the Marauder being able to get away and all of them having some kind of escape. And it looks like they are going for another gank here, trying to take out these players who are attempting to farm in the jungle.
CZ maybe looking for the Nightmare on the AA. Thought about it and then kind of pump faked it, so it doesn't quite happen. Quick's probably just wasn't in position for the arrow. He'd already thrown it, so yeah, that's why they bailed on the Nightmare. No reason to really waste that mana. And, well, we'll see how aggressive they want to get. They have killed all the tier 1 towers now, whereas all of theirs still do stand for TCN, so they're looking pretty damn good shape as I keep hiccuping apparently. But Medallion's done now on the Lycan. Probably going to work towards that Necro Book next with his Treads done. So, yeah, top lane. Oh, Fiend's Grip you can use on Slark, and no way out of that one for him. Chain Frost as well. Ravage, oh, actually will be popped. Oh, I minimized Dota for some reason, but now we're back. Tidehunter just killed the IO with the Ravage, so didn't miss too much with that little minimize. Sorry about that, but we're back, and, well, we do see TCN rotating a bit more effectively now, finding kills and things. Tidehunter now has a Blink Dagger as well, so his next Ravage could be beastly.
As in right now, the best way you could describe TCN is just simply casual. They're just coasting through this game right now. They're running around, getting kills. They're not really having to try for them. They're just being, you know, just giving kills, and they're happy with what's going on.
Yeah, definitely just a little bit of an outplay right now, and, well, we'll see what New Wave can do to try and bounce back from this. They are in a bit of a hole, not out of it yet, though. Slark looks like he's working towards a Drum of Endurance, so he's got the recipe now, so an item that'll help him fight and tank a bit more, maybe survive one of these Fiend's Grips once. But he does need still a little bit more to fight too tremendously effectively. Ice Blast flying through, gonna put the Shatter effect on a couple heroes, but not hit anybody, actually. They are trying to give chase here and maybe catch up the Tidehunter with the Shatter on him. Here comes the Ursa, but he will get gushed and then Nightmared up. Nightmare toggled off by the Wisp, but now the Wisp movement speed isn't there from the Tether, and they're just gonna kill off this Ursa. He does have the Aegis, though. Oh, or they're not going to kill him. Healing up with the Morbid Mask as well. Furious Fight's going down. They do get the Gush for the last hit there. But here comes Verna. He will just go ahead and do a casual Ice Blast. Bane is... not Bane. We do see the Ursa back up from the Aegis. They do lose 2 heroes during that Aegis. But here comes Lycan, the big bad wolf. He's on the run. He does have his Shapeshift. He wants to pounce it, hit it, but he does get pounced on and getting actually held down quite a bit. He's on the run. Can actually get him. Ice Blast will actually clean him up.
That was a lovely Ice Blast there coming out. Crucial, picking up those 3 kills, and now New Wave, they have a chance. They have a chance bringing it up, but Ursa's playing a little bit too aggressive.
Yeah, Ursa and the Slark both dove a little bit too far there, taking some tower shots. Slark does actually go down, so going a bit too far. It was going pretty well for them. Still a nice fight. They do get 3 kills, and that Lycan going down, definitely a big one for them. But they do lose the Slark, but not too bad considering how far behind they are, so a nice fight. Not losing the Ursa, definitely something that's good, but they do lose the Aegis. He's got Mask of Madness.
Well, if you're looking for damage ASAP, if you're looking to just, you know, throw it all or nothing, Mask of Madness is the item to pick up.
There's way too much... Oh, God, there's so much burst, though, between, like, Starstorm and Brain Sap. Having that Mask of Madness on is just a death sentence.
Yep, it's very, very dangerous.
Oh, yeah,
but I think that compared for gold to damage ratio, I think Mask of Madness is actually the highest in the game.
Yeah, it definitely works, but I mean, I don't know. You don't really need the movement speed that much because of the Wisp. I don't know if this is going to pay off. He doesn't even have his boots yet.
No, as I think the second highest is actually just straight up Treads.
We'll see how it pans out for him. I just don't know if this is the right decision. I think Treads just helped tank through this a little bit. And then some extra attack damage as well would be nice, but he has gone for the Mask of Madness. I would say it's a bit of a desperation build to try and win some fights right now, but you also have the potential to lose the fights even harder, but... Let's wait and see how he uses it and if it pays off or not.
Agrees. We do see the small amount of push here coming on through to middle, but at the same time, it's worth noting that these towers on the TCN side have barely taken any damage. We've got like 250 here on bottom, about the same here on middle, and on top, yeah, another 250. So about 750 damage being done on the tower just generally overall. And
yeah. definitely. I mean, the pressure's been on them. They've been fighting a lot. Like, they've been forced to use Exorcism defensively quite a bit to try and take fights instead of using the push towers. So, the way TCN's been playing has just been forcing them to use their tower pushing abilities in a not tower pushing situation, really just delaying that. But they're going to look middle lane. Ravage is back online. He does have the Blink Dagger like we mentioned, so something to watch out for. We'll go ahead and try to Anchor Smash these creeps away. This tower's already pretty damn low, so going to start smacking away on this tier 2. And there is a glyph, though.
I don't think they're going to use it now. They're just not in position to defend it. They're not even going to go for the deny. Just pick up that Tower Gold, and Mirana's going to be more than happy doing that. We do see the Death Prophet pushing down to bottom, but surely she can't take it out, just because of how high this tier 1 tower is right now.
There's just no way. I mean, they still have their glyph as well, TCN, so, I mean, Exorcism doesn't really do much through that, so you can just pop it and defend, and they're just in a really bad spot. We do see, actually looks like our Lycan is not going to be going Necrobook at all this game. He's going for, or maybe he will eventually, but right now he's going BKB, so interesting choice, or I do believe that Ogre Club will be BKB. I think that's a safe assumption, but who knows? This game's been, we've seen some pretty weird team compositions, so it could be some weird items as well, so we'll see what he wants to go for, but probably that BKB.
As in, right now, we do also see on the Tide, he's already picked up that Blink Dagger right now.
Yeah,
Lovely stuff from him, and
yeah, he's looking pretty good. We've seen some good Tide Hunters today. In the previous series, we saw a Tide Hunter with, like, leading in net worth at 22 minutes with, like, a Mech, Blink, Arcane Boots, Pipe, and it was like, okay, well, that's ridiculous. So, Lion not quite that jacked, but he will be going for the Hood at least here. He's got the Cloak, and might be going for a Pipe. Pounce forward, and we do see a Yule's up from the Death Prophet to finish that item. Silence as well. Ice Blast will not connect on Lion, though. He does have his Ravage if he wants to pop it and try to live here, and he will. In other lanes, Mirana going to work as well. Lion, I don't know, he's trying to stay in fight after Ravaging. Not sure it's the best choice. He will go down here having burned his Ravage. But top lane, there were 2 kills picked up by the Mirana, so a 2-for-1 trade. Getting the Tide Hunter probably not worth losing your Ursa and your Wisp, but, well, at least it's something.
especially as Mirana with that Midas is just continuing to get that farm up, continuing to get that damages. Well, Slog, you know something is up as his ultimate just got popped, but Mirana, she's looking for the kill behind. She's waiting for that Exorcism to get taken away and run out of time, and then she wants to come in from behind.
Yeah, I don't know. Looking for a solo kill, but not really anything to find out here unless the AA gets out of position. But top lane, they didn't really need her to push. The Lycan more than capable of doing that. Ice Blast going to come in and help clear this up a bit. They do use... Oh, there's the relocate as well, and a TP support from the Death Prophet. Oh my god, that... Are you kidding me? That Chain Frost going to absolute work. Mask of Madness. Oh my god, why Mask of Madness? And then we had the Death Prophet on the run. Now being chased by the Lycan, but she's pretty damn fast as well. But Sark trying to go to work on this Bane. He does actually throw that the Enfeeble on the Sark. Not going to be able to do a whole lot of damage right there, but he's medallioned up. Now he's not, but he's trying to chase this, but he's going to get brain sapped and right-clicked. Can he actually get away with this? Has a medallion on him again. He's on the run. Has another pounce here in a couple seconds. He should be able to get away. But oh no, the Nightmare. And yeah, they wait for the Nightmare to do its full damage, or most of its damage, and then finish with the Ice, with the Frost Nova, sorry, so. Well, that was a good fight.
That Lich ultimate was just perfect, but I'd say it was perfect, but just the icing on the cake. They're going to pick up this tier 2, probably try and start threatening Rax, and New Wave, this is their last chance. They are currently 1 game behind, and, well, this is not looking good for the underdog team right now.
Chain Frost is just a ridiculous spell against a Wisp team, because the Wisp is really not that useful unless you're tethered to someone, but then if you are, well, you're both getting annihilated by Chain Frost, and the Delta Split forces you to split the tether, so, just not really, I don't know, this Wisp not really paying off. That Mask of Madness, that Ursa died so damn fast in that fight, that was ridiculous. Oh, Wisp, Lich, what are you doing here? Well, he gets his mech off, but won't save him for that. Arrow flying through, not going to land on anybody. The fight. Lion does not have a Ravage for 15 seconds. Fiend Script being used on the Ursa Bear, but it does get canceled by the Yule Scepter onto the Bane, but he goes down anyway. I mean, Mask Command is not really going to help you live. Lycan just going to town can actually find this kill. Oh my, like 3 right clicks will kill Nino. And
Lycan just doing so much damage, and if he isn't there, then Mirana will be... She has plenty of damage herself with that Molygenier.
And well, they're going to take this Roche pretty damn fast with this... with this medallion, but here comes the Sark. Maybe looking for the Mirana, but she just pounces immediately away. Not pounces, leaps. Pounces and leaps both in this game. Lycan trying to chase on the Sark, but probably should just go back and finish this Roshan. He'll do that. Bane going YOLO onto the Sark right now. The Nightmare is used to make sure he can't pounce into the pit and grab those Sages. So, grabbed uncontested by Lycan. He'll move on out. Sark trying to find this Bane. Wisp just TP's in to die, and well, Ursa might be doing the very same thing. He has that Mask of Madness still on for a couple of seconds here, but he will avoid being dead for a little bit longer. Trying to chase down this Mirana, but she's pretty damn fast with the phase boots. And here comes the Tidehunter. Oh, the gush and the anchor smash, saving the day, protecting the Mirana, and, well...
To humanity.
Yeah, 24-10 kill score. Graphs, I'll look at them in a second once they start to update. It's going to be pretty scary now. I mean, only one outer tier tower remaining for a New Wave, and yeah.
Mirana ended that fight on 22 points of health. That was just painful
Really
to watch as it got kited around. Needed that Yakety Sam-like theme 2 music being played in the background.
Yeah, pretty much. And, well, look at the graphs now. 20,000 XP lead. Gold lead nearing that same amount, if not there already. It's... I don't know. TCN, once again, in complete control of this game. New Wave has very little late game to fall back on. Versus alright, but just not from a situation where they're behind. They lose their last outer tier tower. It's now or never for New Wave. They need to try and make some sort of miracle fight happen. It's just going to be so hard for them.
This Creep Wave is pushing down the mid tower.
They're doing it.
The comeback is happening.
No, the TP is going to go and ruin that plan for them. And I mean, they still have their glyph too. I don't think they even bothered using it this game, even when the bomb tower died. So, I mean, who needs it, man? Who needs a glyph when you just kill the other team a bunch of times? So, yeah, TCN just showing that they're the favorite in this match by a lot. So, well, I don't know. I don't want to start looking to the next series quite yet, but we will more likely than not see TCN go up against Maya and Sandy, which will be I think it'll be a pretty close series. Maya and Sandy has played Spoiler a couple times to some of these slightly better teams, and they're certainly capable of putting up a good performance as well. So I'm looking forward to this next match. But this one, not quite over yet, at least not according to New Wave. They haven't GG'd out yet, so they think they still got a chance. But, well, Tyner's level 11. He has that level 2 Ravage with the Blink too, so...
It is worth noting that if you're 20k behind in both the Golden Experience at 20 minutes in, I don't think there's been a pro match where someone's brought it back yet.
Yeah, it's just absurd. It's an absurd deficit. Like, it just means you're snowballing so hard they control Sark. Gonna try and run in and do something, force to pounce out immediately. Nothing gonna happen there, but all of TCN is meeting up middle now, so they might look to finally push and end this. Basher is done to the Lycan, so that's what the Octopus for, not a BKB. Oh, he actually has a BKB and a Basher, never mind. So, well, he goes on in with this BKB, they can't do anything to stop him. He's gonna start going to town. Way too much damage, just like free-shotting all these heroes. Triple kill for him. There is a buyback from Sark, but I mean, what's he really gonna do against this Lycan? I don't see anything happening. We do see the Ursa trying to come and do some damage, but Chain Frost, he gets hit by, like, once, he loses half his health with the Mask of Madness, just not really doing anything at all. Verna may not even die to the Sark, and there's the GG call, so... Really easy 2-0 sweep for TCN. They take it, and they will move on to the next round. And we'll see. New Wave, they're not done yet. They do fall down to the loser's bracket. But, well, TCN, they clean up very easily.
Yes, in TCN, they will be going up against, I think it might be your family.
TCN is definitely going to be playing Maya and Sandy. I don't know.
Sorry, I mean New Wave.
Yeah, New Wave, I don't know how the loser's bracket drop down works 100%, so I don't want to say it which one it is, because I just don't know for sure. But, oh, as I do that. But, well, TCN dominates 2-0. They'll move on. They'll play tomorrow in the next winners round. But up on the stream next, we'll both be bringing you a round 1 game from the losers bracket. And that'll be our last cast for BOCE today on Heflatv 1. So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back with that game number 2. Or sorry, not game number 2. Series number 2. There we go.
And remember, if you've enjoyed everything you see right here, there is that follow button on the Twitch TV channel. And also all the Heflatv channels, 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yep, definitely. Tune into all of those. You see good content everywhere you go, English and German. So that'll be it for now. We'll be back. We don't really know. The next game is scheduled for 21 CET, which is in not too long. So I don't know if we'll speed it up because of how fast this game went or not. We'll figure it out. We'll be back pretty soon, guys.